Good morning, church, and welcome to the musing for November 13th. My name is Dave, and I'm one of the pastors at Community Christian Church at Caroline. I want to take you back and remind you of an experience that I'm sure all of you have had at one time or another. You enter a darkened room, and you see a shaft of light coming into the room through an opening high on one wall. There are dust motes dancing in the beam. The light almost looks like a solid thing. And then you enter the room, and you get yourself in the right place to look not at the light, but along the light. And suddenly your perception is completely changed. You don't see a room. There is no darkness, no dust, no beam. All you can see is the sun. Now, looking along the light beam is a totally different thing from looking at the light beam, and it changes how you see everything else as well. Looking at the beam is what you get when you're on the outside. Looking along the beam is what you get when you're on the inside. Many things are different on the inside than how they appear from the outside. Faith, for example. From the outside, faith can seem illogical, unreasonable, unjustified. Those looking at faith from the outside are examining faith. But those who know faith from the inside are not examining faith, they are experiencing faith. And that makes all the difference. From inside faith, you see only God. You are unconcerned with the effects of your faith, with the appearances of your faith. You're only interested in looking at the source of it. Faith is not something to be merely examined. Like so much of life, love, pain, regret and joy and surprise and amazement, faith has to be experienced in order to be understood. Now you can stand outside of these things and analyze their effects on others, but you do not know them until you experience them for yourself, until you feel them, live them. To understand faith, you have to experience it, and that's the trick, isn't it? How do you start? Well, if you are on the outside of faith, try this simple experiment. Just ask God for faith. Simply say to Him, I do not believe. Change my mind. If you are real, make yourself real to me. If you love me, show me. If you want me to believe, give me a reason, give me a taste. You know, friends, I believe that there are some prayers that God always answers with a yes. And I think a request to have God reveal Himself to you is one of those prayers. God wants you to know Him, to trust Him, to share your life with Him. He will delight in helping you get to that. Now, God's revelation of Himself to you may not come as some sort of flash of insight. It may not come as a voice from heaven. It may not come at all, not right away, but it will come. And it will change the way you see everything. And really, what have you got to lose? God bless you all.